Okay, this is officially time for the next A to Z Mini-rework, my thoughts, ideas, changes, so on and so forth. Yet again, eternal stuff. Cool, yes, definitely, and I don't care. Overview, no damage. This is a lie. This is a goddamn lie. A lot of damage, or not a lot of damage, a lot of tankiness, a lot of crowd, a decent amount of crowd control with a decent amount of utility, and low mobility. Okay, this is a lie. This don't follow this at all. This should be 2. This is fine. This should be 2. This is fine, and this is fine. He should be 2 everything and 3 of that. He's stupid. It's a stupid champion. So, style, mostly abilities with a little bit of auto attacks. True. Difficulty 1. Very true. Once upon a time, there was a boy who wanted to prove he was a hero by slaying a fearsome monster, only to discover that the beast, a lonely and magical Yeti, merely needed a friend, bound together by ancient power and a shared love of snowballs. NUNU and WILLUMP now ramble wildly across the Freljord, breathing life into imagined adventures. They hope that somewhere out there they will find NUNU's mother. If they can save her, maybe they will be heroes after all. Interesting. Okay. Call of the Freljord. NUNU increases the attack speed and movement speed of WILLUMP and nearby ally and causes WILLUMP's basic attacks to damage enemies around the target. Oh. Okay. I knew about the increased like speed and everything, but I didn't know he also does AoE damage. I don't think that was like that originally. I think now they added that. Consume. WILLUMP takes a bite out of a minion, monster, or enemy champion, dealing damage and healing himself. A evil ability. Biggest snowball ever. Yes, and yet they say he has low mobility. But I can accept the low mobility thing because this is the only mobility thing he does. But biggest snowball ever. WILLUMP creates a snowball that grows in size and speed as he rolls it. The snowball damages and knocks up enemies. Snowball barrage. NUNU throws multiple snowballs that damages enemies. When he's finished, WILLUMP roots in any champions or large monsters that were hit by a snowball. It's okay. See the bit. Absolute 0. NUNU and WILLUMP create a powerful blizzard in an area that slows enemies and deals massive damage at the end. It is stupid. It is just stupid. This ability should not be like this. I think it is okay, but this is the thing that just hurts so much. Even though he builds like nothing but tank, this hurts so much. Okay. So, honestly, one of the things I dislike about WILLUMP, NUNU and WILLUMP, is the fact that it's basically WILLUMP with NUNU. See, NUNU really only throws snowballs with his E, and that's about it. The auto attacks are WILLUMP. His passive is WILLUMP, you know, just gaining auto attack speed. His Q is he just bites things, WILLUMP bite things. His W, WILLUMP makes a giant snowball, and his E is like NUNU throws snowball. Like, and then, you know, his R is he just creates a big old area. So, honestly, that's what I think the very first thing that needs to happen should be changed. Is that I think that NUNU should have more in the actual kit. Such as I think they should swap his E and his passive. Now, how, you might say, is that after, I don't want to make it after using an ability, but like nearby enemies, like NUNU will throw snowballs at nearby enemies. Okay. He throws a snowball at an enemy that attacks him or that WILLUMP attacks. So, like, whenever he gets hit by something, he flings back a snowball. The snowball will scale with their attack damage. And, yeah. Then, enemies that are hit by an ability from WILLUMP, he will throw 3 snowballs at. If all 3 hit, because that will turn into, like, the actual ability. It will turn into this, where he throws 3 of them. If all 3 hit, then NUNU auto-attacking them WILLUMP auto-attacking them will root them. So it's kind of complicated because it's like if you auto attack him, you get hit by a snowball. If you're hit by 3 snowballs, so it'll stack up to 3 from either him hitting by auto attacking Willump enough times where NUNU hits you with 3 snowballs, or if Willump attacks you 3 times and he hits you with 3 snowballs, then his next auto will then root. So it's basically every 4th auto will root, but not exactly, because he will also throw 3 snowballs at once at an enemy that you use an ability on. So that's what I think his new passive should be. Then there is his Q. I think his Q should be changed. I do not think he should heal off of everything that he bites. I think that if he consumes either a small monster, I think that like off the bite itself he should heal. If it kills anything, he'll heal a bigger amount. If he bites an enemy champion regularly, it will heal very little. It will not do that much. If he bites a enemy monster, it'll heal more. If he consumes anything, it'll heal a very large amount, meaning if he actually kills whatever he consumes. Because you have no idea how many times NUNU just hits his Q and then goes from 5% HP to 20%. And like when you have 2000 HP, that's a lot. It's a lot of HP and it does not look like it. His W, honestly, I have no issue with it. Like, this is kind of the ability that differentiates bad NUNUs from good NUNUs. Because you have no idea how many times you'll, like, hit something, or the ability will hit something, or you'll accidentally fling the snowball, or you'll miss. Because it's literally just a slower version of Scion ult. And that is it. That is the ability. So it's really, yeah, I don't know how to describe besides that. His E, as I said, this will now be his passive, but not as quick like that. His E will be something along the same line, though, where he will, because it's like it's swapping what his old passive was, is based off of the amount of enemies around Willump and NUNU. So, like, they'll activate an ability, and a little AoE will come around them. For every enemy in the area, Willump and NUNU will gain bonus attack speed. For every ally in the area, For every ally in the area, Willump and NUNU will gain bonus attack speed. For every enemy in the area, allies gain bonus attack speed. So, like, you want to be around your champions. This will make you a bit more of, like, it'll make you more useful to peel for people, because you'll actually be, like, near them enough to where they'll gain bonus attack speed from you helping them. And that will also affect, like, NUNU as well, because then he'll even, like, throw his snowballs at people even faster. So, yeah, like, the more allies he has, the faster he's going to be attacking. And this will also give him a bonus AoE on nearby enemies. And then their ult, even though I do think it's a stupid ability, what I think it should do, what it should be, is that it first, he'll just make the area. And then the slow and will slowly get more. Like, it'll basically be like a wither, but AoE, but not as bad. Like, it'll start, like, you'll activate your area, and it'll just be a very small slow of, like, 5%. And then by the time it actually finishes, like, 2 seconds or 3 seconds later, it will be, like, 60% or something like that. Because right now, I'm pretty sure it's, like, 40 or 50%, and to actually get out of the area in time is so difficult. Because he can, like, end the ability sooner, and it'll burst then. And it does more damage the longer you let it charge. So, like, even if he ends the ability soon, it does a lot of damage. So, basically, what I'm trying to say is that, like, it shouldn't do that much damage, or we should have, like, a way of getting out sooner to prevent the possibility. And that's why I am recommending this, that, like, the slow starts off a lot, like, really, really little. Like, honestly, to the point where you won't even realize you're being slowed. Or, like, only really, really good players are going to notice, hey, I'm moving at a very slightly slower move speed than normal. And then, after a small delay, then boom, explosion, and now you're slowed, and now Well, not you just you're slowed now. You just took a ridiculous amount of damage, and you is slowed. And, yeah. So that's what I think the changes for NUNU and WILLUMP should be. The number one thing is I do want NUNU to be a more, like, advantageous part of the kit. And, like, I understand I just moved over his E and his passive, but honestly that means that, like, NUNU would be attacking so much more, and he genuinely would be doing a lot more. Okay, now we got skins. Little skin, or I mean regular skin. Sasquatch, NUNU, and WILLUMP. Honestly, I think it is a good skin. Workshop, NUNU, and WILLUMP, which I think is fine. Grungy, NUNU, and WILLUMP. Okay. NUNU and WILLUMP bot. Demolisher, NUNU, and WILLUMP. TPA, NUNU, and WILLUMP. Zombie, NUNU, and WILLUMP. God, there's so many. Papercraft, NUNU, and WILLUMP. And there you go. So honestly, I like Papercraft. I think it's like full of life, but I really don't love the whole aesthetic. Honestly, my favorite is going to be Demolisher because it just looks really cool and just looks very strong. The next one I think is best after that is definitely NUNU and WILLUMP bot. Then we will go to Grungy, NUNU, and WILLUMP. After that, then we'll take a backtrack to Zombie, NUNU, and WILLUMP. I just think that it is a very like good overall. Then, unfortunately, then I'll put the Papercraft because I really do like this skin, but I don't like it as much as all those other skins I just said. Then, honestly, I wouldn't even put TPA there. I'd really go back to the workshop one. Then I'd go to TPA, and then I'd go to the first ever skin of Sasquatch because I don't think it's that good. I think it's mediocre at best. And yeah. So that has been my opinion. I make NUNU more of a champion than just WILLUMP, and swap these abilities, nerf the Q, make it a little bit different, and change the R up with the slow. And Eternals, yeah, it don't matter. So yeah, this is a lie. And if you agree, disagree, or anything at all with what I have said, please leave a comment down below. And if not, I'm going to thank you all very much for watching, and bid you all adieu. Goodbye.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids scream